Yes. And so it begins. Metal September Fridays. This is the first of all the Fridays of the month of September that I would like to live stream. I'm going to try and do it every Friday this month. It's going to be real nice. A viewer suggested that title once I threw out the idea on social media, and so it stuck. I liked it. Let's see how much fun we can have. So I've been having fun doing live streams lately, and I've been prolific as hell, haven't I? There have been 4 uploads this week, and now a live stream. Wow, I'm extremely happy. Okay, so let's say hi to the audience. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah. Jeremiah's hunting channel, Bradley Land, Cyanide Thriller, Vapor Dreams, Average Weirdo Who Likes Mayhem, hi. Pete Knox, Dark Gray, Seth Putnam's Ghost, Savannah Costria, Jason Ott, Dan S. I Only ML1K. Say gay rights. Okay, so we got a lot of great people over here in the live stream tonight, and for the next hour, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Anal cunt versus vaginal dudes. Anal cunt. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing a video on Picnic of Love, because I'm kind of flirting with the idea of bringing back Mosh Pit and the Pendulum. Haven't set it in stone yet, but if I do, one of the videos I want to do is Picnic of Love, because it's just so... It is the ultimate troll album from the ultimate troll band. Cyanide Thriller says, I just found your channel. You got me into Guar. You're awesome. Why, thank you. Thank you. Enjoy Guar. The newer albums are kind of weird, but anyway. Can't go wrong with Scumdogs of the Universe or Lust in Space. What did you think of the new Saints Row game? Haven't played it. I want to play the new Evil Dead game. And I still haven't had the chance to play the new Metroid game because I'm waiting for the price to go down. That fucking thing is still $50. Do you like Gate Creeper from Dan S? I saw them open for Cannibal Corpse a few years ago. It's pretty fun. TayJ369 says, accidentally clicked a different video and missed a couple of my first Killbot streams. No. Well, here you are now. Congratulations to a lot of people who are making it here for the first time. Let's have some fun. Valen says, hey, I've been following you for a few months. Great content. Also, I'm curious, where do you work if you don't mind? Hey, not gonna answer that one. It's a bit personal. There's a lot of people that get pissed off over something you say and they want to go after your job. It's kind of a personal rule I have not to talk about too many personal things in my life, because that's where a lot of YouTubers get in trouble. They talk about their finances, they talk about where they work, they talk about their family life, they talk about addictions they have, mental issues they've had, and that ends up being a recipe for disaster. In other words, I go by the James Rolfe playbook. Only this time, I'm not firing back against criticism, I'm active in listening to it. But, Average Weirdo Who Likes Mayhem says, drop your hair routine. Well, on a day that I'm not showering, I use one of these. And of course, you start at the bottom and work your way up. And for the most part, what I like to do is I like to use one of these scrunchies. I don't use hair ties anymore because they damage my hair, cause them to break. But these scrunchies right here, they're really good for my hair. And my hair's been breaking a lot less ever since I started using them. Vapor Dreams, are you into grunge? Not really. I mean, there are a couple bands I enjoy, but for the most part, it's just not my sound. L7 I really like. The Melvins I love. Seen them 3 times. Soundgarden I saw live. Saw them open for 9 Inch Nails back in 2014. Alice in Chains, it's debatable whether or not they're grunge, but there are a few songs by them that I like. The MTV Unplugged album is really good. Three-Legged Raccoon is on a road trip. Very cool. Scargut's here. Very nice. He's always contributing a lot. Have you ever listened to Emmett the Dark Bleeding before? Nope. Michael C. Antonio, do you ever submit releases to Discogs? Yes, I do. Because I care about the music that much. And speaking about caring about the music, recently I had to replace my wallet. About 11 years ago, I bought a Velcro obituary cause of death wallet. and it started breaking down. So I went on eBay wanting another metal wallet, and I got the Slayer wallet. Faux leather, and look at the stitching job on that. It looks really good. And it's got this like little medallion. Actually, it came with a chain, but I don't really use chains, so I kind of kept it in a drawer. And as it turns out, myself and Wyatt, who I've done collaborations with, we have the same wallet. So hopefully this is gonna last a while, you know? It's just, they had an Iron Maiden wallet in the same style. I just thought the Slayer wallet was cooler. What do you think about it? You know, you buy new articles of clothing all the time. You buy shirts, you buy pants, you buy shoes, you buy socks all the time. You only really own a few different wallets in your life. Because when you buy a wallet, you know, you don't really think about replacing it until it starts to break. So my last wallet, like I said, I used for 11 years. So a lot of people, they use wallets for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years maybe, if it's really well made. And then that's it, you know. People don't really own that many wallets in their lifetime. It's not something I really thought about before. SP Getty says, how many times do you need to wash your hair? I'm currently growing out my hair. Well, for my hair, what I started doing this year, and this goes back to taking better care of my hair this year, I only wash my hair once a week. And that's because when I used to wash my hair, all the oils would go and it would dry out pretty quickly. And it would look dirty quicker. And once my hair got used to only being washed once a week, now it takes longer before it starts looking oily and dirty. And what I do, I don't use Suave, I use Aussie shampoo and conditioner, but I also use a protein treatment after I shampoo my hair. It's called Apogee, and you can get it at Sally's. It's kind of expensive, but you put that in your hair for about 2 minutes. And then you rinse that out, you put conditioner in it, rinse that out. Then when you get out of the shower, you use Kitsune leave-in conditioner. So overload of conditioners. But also, I like to use one of those scalp massagers when I shampoo my hair, and that helps for hair growth. Just don't be too aggressive with it, you know. Michael C. Antonio says, nice wallet. I went backstage at a Slayer show the first time I saw them in 2007 when I was 12. Carrie had an Xbox 360 rig with a Guitar Hero 2 Explorer controller. Nice. Very nice. Uncertified cheese, is this live? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We are doing live streams every Friday this month, I hope. Uh-oh. Did the Wi-Fi just cut out? That's not good. Let me see. Okay, the screen's still going, it's just my laptop's not going. Actually, funny thing about Slayer, I uploaded a brand new video this morning. Wasn't even planning on uploading it, but the new Megadeth album came out today, and I thought, okay, well, just to maximize views, why don't I just do a review today? So I did. And then after that, I started filming another video, which is already filmed, and I just have to edit it and put it together. Probably gonna come out Tuesday. A lot of people have been asking me for another volume of metal concert stories, and I had so many that I had to leave a few out, so that means that a part 3 is going to come later, like maybe next year. But the video is shot. Maybe after the stream is over, I can edit it and upload it, and it won't go public until probably Tuesday. And it's going to be a long video too. I put some good stories in there. I didn't put the story of my first Slayer show. That's going to be for another time. Because there's an old saying. There's an old saying that you never know what's going to happen at your first Slayer show. Average weirdo who likes mayhem says, are you short? Nope, I am 6 feet tall. And some people say, oh, you look taller in person than you do on video. It's kind of hard to tell on video, isn't it? October Rust, I wonder why you don't like hip-hop. You can like or dislike whatever you want, but I found it strange, especially since I know you like George Clinton, James Brown, Lords of Acid, etc. Well, those aren't hip-hop genres. I mean, I do like funk and some R&B stuff, like, you know, Kool and the Gang and the Gap Band. You dropped a bomb on me. That's some good shit. But as far as hip hop goes, it's just not my music. And I find that a lot of it doesn't age very well. And like the music, not enough layers. Like ultimately, I prefer labored music. Things that people spend time on the songwriting with, okay? And a lot of hip hop, a lot of it's just prepackaged beats from rich producers. And it just, I don't know, it just doesn't strike my fancy. Hey, how you doing? Nice thing about doing things in public. People get to accidentally participate in a Killbot stream. Michael C. Antonio says you should check out Steve-O's rap album. You should check out Dee Dee Ramone's rap album. Oh boy. Founding member of the Ramones, one of the most legendary bands in history. And he quits to be a rapper. I'm a funky man, I got funky buns. Something, something, my name's Dee Dee Ramone. Funky. And he knew he couldn't rap, he admitted that he messed up later. But you know what? You know the thing about Dee Dee Ramone? Remember in Game of Thrones in season 1, the no gold guy? Like Tyrion was, he was being held captive, and he was like, "Oh, I'll give you gold if you let me free. Let me talk to them." And the guy was like, "No, out, fuck off." That's what Dee Dee sounds like. He sounds like no out. Especially on the song "Love Kills." Harpsagoth says, "Hey Killbot, how's your day going? My day is going excellent. I'm feeling productive, I'm getting a lot done. I uploaded a video earlier, a review on the new Megadeth album that came out today. And, yeah, people so far haven't commented on my jokes about the Ellefson situation. I thought they were pretty funny. Some people are like, oh, well, a guy having his life ruined by a leaked video isn't funny. Look, that part isn't funny, but the jokes themselves are. and he seems to be happy, you know, his family haven't disowned him. It's just, you know, Dave Mustaine being a dick. Oh yeah, I fired him before I knew any details on it. Come on, Dave. He's your partner. I don't know. Tyler White asks, my favorite Ramones track. Mine is Give Me Shaw Treatment. Commando is up there. 53rd and 3rd is up there because of how weird it is. Endless Vacation's an underrated one. My Brain is Hanging Upside Down, Poison Heart, Pet Cemetery. I mean, they're really good poppy hits, but then they get real nasty, you know? Stuff like Judy is a Punk and 00 UFO. Just such a great band. Keenan Nakogi says, Uncle Tony, go check out Wraith. I reviewed one of their albums in a Metalhead Box video a few years ago. Great band. Great thrash metal. So, yeah, let's see. One of the videos I did earlier this week was a story on my first ever metal show, which I saw a Trans-Siberian Orchestra when I was 10 years old, but that's not metal. That's rock. It's Christmas music. Some people, like, their Wikipedia page says symphonic metal, and it's like, that's a stretch. Okay, I mean, they play with distorted guitars, but sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken. Anyway, yeah, Iron Maiden and Alice Cooper. That was my first ever metal show. And I did a video on that a few days ago. I was shocked that it took me so long to do a video on that, but people like story time, so I figured, hey, why not? My mom shot all those pictures that you see in the video with an iPhone 4S. And many of those pictures still look really good, considering they were shot on such an old iPhone. And, yeah, as I was going through the pictures, I was also going on YouTube to look at the different shows that they did at the time. And I was shocked at how much of that I remembered. You know, I was able to tell an 8.5 minute video on that Maiden show, so yeah. And I think I did a good job tapping into my feelings at the time and my background because, you know, a lot of my viewers, they've never seen metal shows or they're just starting to go to metal shows. And, you know, this taps into their feelings, you know? Like, these are my people, these are metalheads, I can't find these people in backward-ass North Carolina. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a fun show, and both Alice Cooper and Iron Maiden are getting ready to go on tour pretty soon. Maiden is coming to Greensboro in late October, and as a lot of you know, I'm going to be seeing the Misfits, and Alice Cooper is going to be opening for them. It's going to be on October 29th in Dallas, Texas. I can't wait. And I think that's going to have a vlog on its own because I'm going to be going to New Orleans before then. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And I'm interested in some spooky things to do over in New Orleans around Halloween, because if you've ever been to New Orleans in October, it is gorgeous. The architecture of the buildings just lends itself to the spookiness, especially in the French Quarter. I went to Goth Night about a week ago, and somebody there told me that they used to do the Anne Rice Ball when Anne Rice was still alive. And then when she died, her son did like a memorial for her. And I'm sure the nightclubs and the events around Halloween in New Orleans are going to be fun. I just got to find out what they are, because I'd really love to go. But yeah, it's going to be nice. Speaking of what, Goth Night was pretty fun. I mean, the music sucked in the main floor. Like, they didn't play a lot of goth music. They played a lot of EDM and stadium rave type music, which as soon as the glow sticks and the laser lights started appearing, I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave early. They played that one song that you hear at football games. You know, I don't even know the name of it. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. I looked at my friends, I was like, yeah, no. Meanwhile, the bar room had great music going on. They had Ministry, they had New Order, they had Skinny Puppy, I think. I mean, the main room, they did play stuff like, you know, She Wants Revenge and Typo Negative's Black Number 1, which, you know, those are good songs, but like, if you're gonna advertise that as a goth night, play goth music. It's not a rave. I hate raves. But anyway. October Rust. Debbie Harry's hot, but a tad too skinny for my head. Come on, dude. Don't body shame her. Anyway. But yeah, Debbie Harry's. She's bad as hell. She sang on a few Ramones songs, including Dee Dee's rap album. I wonder how much she had to be paid to participate. Is the song Mashed Potato Time? Dee Dee was like, "We'll make you snap, crackle and pop. I'm the master of hip hop." What, Dee Dee? Anyway. But as far as videos I upload this week, it's weird. Sometimes the videos that I do on a whim end up getting more views than the videos that I work for several days on and put a lot of research and time into. And that was the case for Sunday's video about the Pantera reunion tour. Oh boy. This was, I did the video, just improvised it, and the turnaround time was maybe 2 hours. And, yeah, the comment section on YouTube, for the most part, were fine. And then, oh boy, the comment section on Facebook was full of butthurt Pantera fans. A lot of people angry and offended and agitated. "Oh, well, if you don't like it, then don't go, blah, blah, blah." And, "Oh, well, who are you to say anything about Pantera? You weren't even alive when they were around." And I had one guy say, "Oh, this is woke bullshit." Woke bullshit? What exactly was woke about any part of my video? Did I talk about how Vinny and Dime were being marginalized? Was I talking about how privileged Zach and Charlie were to be on stage? Did I forget to shave that day? That was just a really funny and odd criticism. But people were like, "Oh, well, you know, it's a business." You know, that's such a weak argument people have when, you know, bands continue when they're not supposed to continue. It's a business, it's their job. Dude, the music is supposed to be more pure than that. This is one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. Entombed Left Hand Path. All the members were 17, 18 years old when they did the album. This is not a product. When this came out, people weren't talking about, oh, well, it's their job to tour and make albums. No, this is the soundtrack to my life. This isn't some product that they did just because it was their job to do so. No, we want the music to be more pure than that, okay? So it's that argument doesn't hold water. It's not Pantera without the guys who started the band, wrote the songs, and ran the business, okay? What a lot of people aren't getting is that, yes, a lot of bands have continued after members died. A lot of bands continued after members left. But this is Pantera. This band was started and ran by the brothers. Okay? Like AC/DC. It's a family band. So without the Young brothers, or Angus Young and Stevie Young, Malcolm's nephew, it's not AC/DC. Same thing with Van Halen. Without Eddie, there is no Van Halen. It's not like it was okay for them to replace Bon Scott with Brian Johnson because he wasn't one of the brothers. I mean, he was an important member of the band, but fortunately Brian was able to step in and show that he was equally important. But Brian Johnson nor Bon Scott ran any part of the business in AC/DC. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like people completely missed the point of that video when they said, oh, so if a member dies, a band isn't supposed to continue. That's not the point. The point was, those two guys were too important for Pantera. And now that they're gone, there is no Pantera. And my problem wasn't that they were doing these festival dates, or that they're calling it a tribute. It's that they didn't bill it as a tribute. But people are like, oh, well, people are whining over just a word. Hey, it's my opinion. And people say, oh, if you don't like it, then don't go. I said I wasn't going to go. And a few minutes later, I said, look, if you want to go, have fun. Because I saw Phil Anselmo and the Illegals play these songs a few years ago, and they sounded really good. And he seemed to be happy to be there playing those songs. They sound good live, and it would be cool for people like me who've never seen the real Pantera. So yeah, even though I'm not going, I can understand the positives of the situation. But a lot of the people commenting didn't even watch my video to begin with, or they didn't watch it all the way through, so they wouldn't know. People are just assholes and addicted to anger. I was able to talk a couple people down and they apologized voluntarily, but still. Okay, let me go back to these comments because I feel like, I ranted a little long. Iron Bar says, what is your opinion on Principles of Evil Made Flesh? The album by Cradle of Filth? It's really good. I'm more of a V Empire fan myself and a Cruelty and the Beast fan, but hey. Let's see. Zach Hurley says, what do you think about Slipknot? I used to listen to them when I was younger, and I liked the first 2 albums, but I kind of outgrew them. They're good entry-level metal stuff, but, if you're getting deeper into, underground, death metal, grindcore, thrash metal, I personally outgrew them. I bought All Hope Is Gone when it came out. Psychosocial, that was my jam. Average Weirdo Who Likes Mayhem says, where are you, in a public coffee shop? Yep, I'm in a Starbucks. Oh, we got a super chat, $5. Thank you so much. AK Blues, Act Blues, sorry if I butchered your name. What's your favorite Death album? Personally, I believe that Death got better as they went along, so I'd have to go with Sound of Perseverance. And then Symbolic right behind it. Nothing against those earlier Death albums, but I just feel so inspired when I listen to Symbolic and Sound of Perseverance because, Chuck kind of portrayed himself as this warrior that overcame obstacles. And so it's easy to get inspired by that, which makes it good exercise music too, And Voice of the Soul. First time I heard Voice of the Soul, I almost teared up. Just gorgeous song. Okay, going further down. Feather says, never been to a goth night, but I want to. It's fun. It's really fun. You'd enjoy it. Okay, let's see. TJ369, who is your favorite punk band? Ramones, top 10 band for me. Okay, let's see. Foxifer says, hey Tony, since you asked for ideas of bands reuniting regardless of the circumstances of their breakup, how about this? Oasis, but with Damon Albarn instead of Liam Gallagher. That would be fun. Definitely. Because I feel like they're both eclectic in a sense. Actually, that would be a good side project. You know, maybe Oasis with some electronic elements, like the Gorillaz do. You know what I mean? Dirt Road Devil, don't hate on typo. I helped Peter Steele kill a bottle of Merlot at the bar at a shitty show back in '96. Kenny Hickey was a bit of a dick. Oh. Nice Peter Steele story. I love that guy. Jack says, your video about your first concert just showed up in my recommendations like 10 minutes ago. I watched it and went to your main channel, just realized you were live streaming. It's funny how life works. Timing is everything. It's weird because like my reach on social media has been weird lately. And that's part of why I'm uploading more is, you know, to help the reach. And I figured, let me upload more while all of these fabulous people on Facebook are giving me attention over the Pantera video. You know, if they're gonna watch that, and many of them didn't, many of them just read the title and got pissed off, but if they're gonna watch it, they may as well watch my other stuff I've got too. And while I'm here, may as well remind a lot of people that I had a song collection on Spotify, Bandcamp, and any streaming service that you can think of. It's called Tales from the Tube. I take fan favorite Killbot songs and the brand new Dame of Darkness that I'm proud of, and it's all in a big collection together. They've been remixed and remastered to sound better than ever, and now you can all enjoy them on any platform ever. So go check that out if you haven't. And I've still got Killbot patches available on my Bandcamp page, so. And while we are talking about Killbot patches, at Goth Night, I met a bunch of people. So the music kind of sucked, and that was one of the breaking the ice factors when I met people that night was, hey, the music's kind of shitty, but usually they're pretty good. So, you know, don't let this be the last time you go. Go next time. And so, you know, I struck up a conversation with many different people that night, and wherever I go, if it's a public event, I carry Killbot patches with me, just to give them out. Because if you give them something physical, like good quality merch, they go, ooh, he's got merch. That means that he's the real deal, you know? And that makes them more inclined to look up my channel. So if I just tell people randomly, hey, my channel's Killbot Goro Attack, they're probably not going to remember it. They're probably not going to think to look it up when they get home. But if I give them a patch, that's going to incline them more to look it up. I met many people and gave them Killbot patches, and all of them followed me. It was very nice. And what else? I met one person because I commented on Front 242's post that they should come to Raleigh if it's going to be their last tour of the United States. And they started following me over that. And then it turned out they lived in North Carolina. They lived in Raleigh, I think. And the Wicked Witch to post advertising Goth Night, they commented. I was like, hey, it's you. Let's meet. You know, if you see me over there. So I got to meet her and her husband. They were very nice people. And the husband, in particular, really liked metal. So I told him my channel was a metal channel. He was like, oh, fuck yeah, I love metal. So I gave him both patches. Anyway. Broken Static says, what did you think of the This Is Guar documentary? Really good. I think it should have been a series instead of a 2-hour movie, because I feel like they missed details about the 2000s albums, and they could have gone more into details about the Guar characters. That being said, I am kind of surprised that they left in some of the things that they left in, such as Hunter's inflammatory comments towards Dave towards the end of the movie. But, anyway. But yeah, going back to the patches, I give out patches, which they cost $1.50 to make. I sell them for $6.66, free shipping anywhere in the world. But if I give people patches, a lot of times that pays for itself because they tell their friends about the channel, they become lifelong viewers of the channel, or long-time viewers. They buy merch, like t-shirts or whatever. They listen to my stuff on Spotify, and it pays for itself. So there you go, you know. Mimi says, are you going to watch the Dio documentary? I had no idea they were making one. I'm sure a lot of these people who are whining about the Pantera reunion, they were probably happy seeing the Dio hologram tour. You know, if nothing's sacred. That was another thing. You know, somebody said, oh, there's nothing sacred about Pantera. Wait, what? I mean, they did fly the metal flag in the 90s when a lot of metal bands were going alternative and soft. Even Metallica, you know, they rejected the, oh, we're a metal band thing, you know. They said, oh, we're not a metal band, or we're not just a metal band. They cut their hair, they started wearing makeup. They were hanging out with Ricky Martin and Britney Spears. Nobody wants to talk about any of that crap, though. Oh, boy. A lot of people are talking about Debbie Harry tonight. Have you seen Debbie Harry's news? Yes, she was in Playboy before Blondie. I'm aware of this. A lot of people are talking about Debbie Harry. Okay, great. Tyler White says, please support your independent movie theaters, y'all. Yep. I saw the Guar documentary at the Alamo Draft House in Durham. And coming up soon is Clerks 3, which I think is also coming to Durham. I'm not going to see... I mean, I love the first Clerks movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I also really like the second one. Not quite as good as the first, but had an amazing ending. This third one, I've seen the trailers for it. I've seen one of the scenes that Kevin uploaded for it, and it's gonna suck. I'm sorry, but I want to be excited about this, but Kevin Smith's track record ever since Clerks 2 has been awful. Sometimes things need to be left alone. You know, bands getting back together or continuing after bad things happen, or movies getting unnecessary sequels, like Anchorman 2. There was no reason for that to come out. It sucked. And in the case of Clerks 3, it's like he's doing the same self-referential jokes that he did in the Jay and Bob Strike Back reboot. And, you know, that was painfully unfunny, you know? And also, like, the camera angles he's using for this new Clerks movie, they're weird. Like, he's doing a straight shot of Dante and Randall, and then he does an angled shot for no reason, and it was weird. I don't know. It's like Kevin Smith is just speedrunning movies at this point. And then he wants to do Twilight of the Mallrats after Clerks 3. It's like, dude, why? I mean, that movie came out in '95. Just leave it alone. I swear, people just ran out of ideas. Okay, can you tell me how to say your name properly so I can stop butchering it? It says, what's my favorite movie of all time? My favorite movie of all time is Fight Club. The concept of it's perfect. The soundtrack is excellent. The acting is incredible from everybody. Meatloaf, Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, Helena Bonham Carter. Helena Bonham Carter did an excellent job in this movie. And also, the greatest line ever spoken in a motion picture was said by her in the movie. My goodness, I haven't been fucked like that since grade school. The first time I heard that, I spit my shit out. That was amazing. Lonely Milk is the correct pronunciation. Okay, great. Yes. Oh, so let me tell you about concerts that are going on, that are coming up, okay? So, on 9/11, Lacuna Coil is coming to Charlotte. I'd like to go see them. I like Lacuna Coil. Deicide is coming to Greensboro in September. That's going to be cool, but so many concerts are going on. So since I've seen Deicide twice, might have to skip over that one. I'm flirting with the idea of flying up to Cleveland to see my mom because Nine Inch Nails and Ministry are playing. I would love to see that. I was still in Georgia with my ex-girlfriend earlier this year when Nine Inch Nails were playing Raleigh, so unfortunately I couldn't make that. So part of me wanting to go to Cleveland to see them is to make up for missing that, you know what I mean? KMFDM is coming to Carrboro in October, and I know KMFDM isn't the same without the old lineup, but I'd really like to see them, you know? I've seen Anesh's solo band and enjoyed it, and I haven't heard any albums that KMFDM has done past 2005, so anyway. Let's see, Amon Amarth and Carcass are playing in November. Now, I did a video earlier this week about my first death metal show. My first metal show. And in November, after I see Carcass and Obituary again, I want to do a video on my first death metal show because that's a fun story in itself. My grandpa took me to see that one. And there's a picture of him applauding politely after one of the sets. Let's see, the Cavaliers are coming to Charlotte to play a Sepultura set. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be better than seeing the real Sepultura. They suck now. Michael Dew says, thank you for getting me into dystopia. Absolutely. I was talking to somebody about dystopia earlier today. Monday Laura, hey, it's been a long time. How are you? You know, I hadn't heard from you in years. You know, I hope you're doing great. You know, hit me up on Instagram sometime. For those who don't know, Monday and Laura, she at least used to, probably still does, have her own YouTube channel, metal channel, you know. Keenan Nakogi asks, do you know the Metal Monster's Instagram? I know he's been away from YouTube and metal, but I want to see what he's up to nowadays. I'm not sure that he runs the Metal Monster social media pages anymore, if they even still exist. As far as I know, he cut his hair, and he's kind of stayed quiet. Actually, me and him haven't really spoken in years. Not for lack of trying on my part. You know, sometimes I wish people happy birthdays and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, but you know, sometimes people they get busy, they don't want to respond, or they don't want to be friends, which it sucks, but it's life, you know. I always liked that guy though. It's really cool. Spaghetti says, another question about your hair. How often do you trim your hair? Well, my ex used to do the hair trimming for me every few months. I want to learn how to do it on my own because I have a real hard time trusting other people with my hair. Pro Toaster says, hey, I got a history of metal book from my local library and it has Kiss on the cover and it confuses me. Crossover thrash with metalcore, it's called Wermack Metalcore. Okay, punctuation. Hey, but cool, I'm a book guy myself. Ian Christie's book is really good. There's Choosing Death, The Improbable History of Death Metal and Grindcore. It's one of my favorite books. It helps me go further in the path of metal. There's a list of essential albums in the back of the book. And so anytime I got money, I would look through those albums and I'd go on iTunes or Amazon and buy one of those albums. There's Swedish Death Metal, which was written by Daniel Ekeroth, which is another favorite book of mine. And that one has a 3-disc soundtrack full of demos and tracks from all the bands he's talked about. Really good stuff. Rokes Mary says, what are some common questions you get asked about music? You mean like making music or about metal? Centurion, got here late, how's your day going? Pretty awesome. I'm feeling really productive and lively. And I'm going to get a pizza after this stream. Let's see. Callum Cook says, do you like The Cure? Yes, I love The Cure. Pornography and Disintegration are my two favorite albums. Like, sometimes I want to hear the wide openness of Pornography, but you can't go wrong with Fascination Street. It's spot on. And when I go on my walks through the woods, you know, it's really nice to listen to some Drab Majesty or some Fascination Street, some Lullaby, you know, stuff like that. Albert Matty says, do you watch any other metal YouTubers? Oh yeah, plenty. Become the Night, Heavy Metal Entertainment. Every once in a while, Punk Rock NBA puts out something cool. There's Thrash TV, which is Chris Soutso's channel. There's Jimmy from the Block, of course, whenever he uploads. There's Pedro's channel. And Infidel Amsterdam, the king of metal on YouTube, in my opinion. You know, just plenty of great bands, you know. Life and Liberty says, does Carcass still play their grindcore stuff when they play live? Yes, they do. And they play them better than ever. Trust me, when Carcass comes to your city, do whatever you have to do to go see them. Because the albums are great, but nothing compares to going to see them live. Excellent band. Acid Bath Archive says, become the Nicenate. Not necessarily. I mean, he's really well researched and he does a great job with his videos. You know, he's good at cranking them out, and he knows his stuff. You know, as far as terminologies and what makes songs work. In fact, after watching his series on worst Metallica songs and seeing the lessons on songwriting and how many of those songs didn't work with each other, you know, with their certain parts, it inspired me to do a remixed version of You've Gotta Belong to It by Pantera. I always thought that song was awkwardly written, and so I cut 45 seconds from the song, and unfortunately I can't upload it anywhere, but it's so much better than what made the album. It's not even funny. Oh yes, we got another super chat. $2 from Anthony Neal. Thank you. Thank you so much. Almost Human Dr. Fuck rules. Wade Capone. Thank you. Yes, he does. He's funny. I like the Tommy Thayer solo album video he did. Oh, speaking of Kiss, before I left to do this live stream, I saw that they're doing a 40th anniversary remaster of Creatures of the Night in November. I love that album. It's my favorite Kiss album. So it's going to be cool. Like, I'm definitely going to have to buy that when it comes out. Because, like, it's $13 for the standard CD on Kiss's website, but they're charging $6 to ship it. So I may have to just go to Amazon with that one. But yeah, Eric Carr, man. Those drums, just so powerful. Doom, 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 yeah. Fucking badass, man. If you ask my opinion, Eric Carr was the best drummer Kiss ever had. I love Peter Criss. Eric Singer does an excellent job, but Eric Carr, man, very powerful drummer. Definitely. The whole album was awesome. War Machine, Saint and Sinner, Creatures of the Night. I Love It Loud, of course. I Still Love You. It's a ballad, but it's pretty. You know, it's not like a sappy thing, you know. Centurion says, weird question, but how long does it take for one to grow hair to metalhead length? Well, I mean, I started growing my hair at 14 years old, and the big issue I had was a couple different stylists, like, they messed up my hair, so it could be longer than it is, but such is life. I mean, it depends on the person. My hair always grows kind of slow, but if you take your vitamins and you take care of your hair, it could grow faster, you know? Cole Glover says, Killbot, knowing you're a Nine Inch Nails fan, my uncle was in a band with Trent Reznor in the 80s called Burnt Toast. Oh, that's awesome. Yep, huge Nine Inch Nails fan. They're one of my top 3 favorite bands. Yep, top 3 bands. We've got Guar, Ministry, and Nine Inch Nails. And it depends on the day which one's going to be number 1. It's funny, I did that video about my favorite bands, and somebody said, oh, no way, Guar is your favorite band. This ruins the validity of the rest of the list. What? Like, how would you know? Oh, that's not actually his favorite band. Huh? It's weird people make these types of assumptions when you say things. It's like, come on, man. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. X says, what was the last album I bought? Well, actually, I bought 2 albums yesterday because I'm planning on possibly doing a video on them. The Nativity in Black tribute albums to Black Sabbath that came out in 1994 and 2000. It's taken me a while, but I finally found a reasonable copy of the second one. The first one you can find used in CD stores pretty much anywhere. The second one, it's generally not liked as much. People don't talk about it as much, but it's the one with the red cover. It's got bands like Pantera, Sepultura, Godsmack, Static X, Megadeth's on there, System of a Down is on there. A lot changed between 1994 and the year 2000. You know, that was a long time for music, you know? But yeah, it was because I was talking to somebody yesterday about Typo Negative's cover of Black Sabbath, which was on the first Nativity in Black album. And I was telling them that it was a famous cover that they did that a lot of people got introduced to Typo Negative over. And it's a really well done cover, but apparently the story goes, a lot of bands were fighting whether or not to be first on the CD or to have their song played before this band and that band. Nobody wanted the last song on the album. Typo Negative made it easy. They said they wanted to be the last song on the album. The label said, oh, okay, that's easy. They impression, and they did. That's what they did when they of Sabbath, which is just so evil. Now, what is this that stands before me? Man. Yep. Great tribute albums. Because like I said, I'm kind of flirting with the idea of bringing back Mothman and the Pendulum. It won't be 31 videos. I can tell you that for sure. Because last time I did it was 2016. It was a marathon of 31 videos all through the month of October. I worked all summer on those videos and barely anybody watched them at the time. So this time, I want to cover newer albums and be about 14, 15 videos maybe. And spread them out through the month of October. And I'm not going to do as many live streams through the month of October, but yeah, I think that would be pretty fun, you know, just come out swinging, you know? I did just listen to the Rocky. I've been in the mood for the Rocky movies lately. So I've been watching clips on YouTube. You got Mr. T and Hulk Hogan being the villains in the third movie. I don't hate the man, but I hate the fool. You got all these gritty, realistic down movies about a guy who's down on his luck and then rises to fame and then he loses it, has to come back. Then you got the fourth movie about stereotypical 80s Russian comic book villains. It's dated 80s cheese as it gets, but I love it. I must break you. Sourly Patch says, my girlfriend was just fangirling about you. To me about you answering her question on this live stream. She says you're her favorite. Keep up the good work. Oh, my thank you. Hey, if you got a girlfriend who watches Killbot and Gorgor Attack, she's a keeper. Congratulations to both of you. Roxmary, hopefully I pronounced that right. Have there been any favorite places you've road tripped to recently? Well, I did go on a tractor pull with my grandpa in Ohio. That was really fun. Well, I went there because he wanted me to go, because tractor pulling is his thing. That's his hobby. And so, this was a big one that I'd never been to. He's taken me a few over the years. But yeah, that was pretty fun. There was a burger place in Ohio called Made Right Sandwiches. And the way they make their burgers, they're not like regular burgers with patties. No, they have like loose ground beef that are put on, I guess, Hawaiian rolls or regular hamburger buns. I can't remember. And they're really good. Like, since it's loose meat, it only takes like maybe 10 seconds to get your food, and it's just so good. And the tradition at Made Right Sandwiches is you take your chewing gum and you put it on the wall outside. People have been doing that since the 1930s, I think. It's pronounced Rue. Okay, cool. TJ says, my phone's about to die, I gotta go. This has been the best first live Killbot stream ever. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'm going to be live streaming every Friday for the month of September, so y'all feel free to check them out. Come join me. We'll have fun. Gary Branham says, what qualities do you look for in a Name of Darkness? Well, first of all, I don't want children at all. Don't like kids, so that's not going to happen. They have to have their shit together and not be lazy, preferably. And you know, they gotta have a good taste in music, you know? That's the biggest thing. And you know, there's political and worldview alignments that need to take place, and not have a lot of deep-seated drama, I would hope. And ultimately, just don't be selfish. There are a lot of selfish people around, and it's aggravating to deal with. One of my best friends, who I've been friends with since 2018, I use her as a reference all the time when I'm dealing with other people, because a lot of people, they'll cancel at the last minute, or be inconsiderate, or be selfish, or not invite you to things, or, you know, they're bad at planning stuff, they're bad at answering their phone. And I got this one person who I've been talking to for all these years who's the complete opposite of me, who doesn't bring any drama or negativity into my life. I love that, you know? Dunkar O says, loved the video about your first metal show. Such a cool story. Why, thank you. Thank you very much. Crate Cloud says, plot twist, Dame of Darkness is about black girls. Oh, sorry. It's about black girls. Well, metal women come from all over the world. I do not see race as far as that's concerned. Cole Glover says, there's this local record store I frequent called Melocena Records. They have some real cool metal deep cut records. Check them out on YouTube. I will do that. Martine Lasorza, hey Martine, how about that? Hopefully you reconnected with that friend I was telling you about yesterday. Yeah, Martine's been to many shows that I've been to. Another good friend. But speaking of record stores, there's a video I shot back in March or April on a place called Hippo Records over in Greensboro. The video's shot, I just need to edit it. Haven't really sat down and done it yet, but it's coming. You know, because people liked my McKay's video so much, they were like, hey, you should do more record store videos. Okay, I will. I absolutely will. Okay, it is now 5:52, and I don't want to be on this live stream any longer than an hour, just for the replayability of these live streams. I like to keep these live streams packed with information and, you know, just make it easier for people to rewatch them if they choose. Some people find live streams to be relaxing, and I did a live stream a few years ago where I think it was 2 hours, and it was too much. And it's funny, when I turn on the camera to do these live streams, I go into performance mode instantly. I'm in performance mode right now. When this ends, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so what am I gonna do now? Anyway. Dunkar O says, I've got a record store near me run by a guy in a band with a former guitarist of Grief, trying to set up an interview with him. I love Grief. I love Grief. I want to do a video on them. I've been wanting to do a video on them for years, so yeah, that's another thing I've got in the pipeline. I've got so many videos and so many ideas in the pipeline that I'm trying to get done that it's great. You know, I'm just having a lot of fun lately. Bono Tuco says, keep up the good content. Big cheers from Brazil. Well, big cheers from North Carolina, bud. Mundane Laura says, good night, guys. Good night. Hit me up on Instagram when you get a chance. It'd be nice to talk to you again. Gary Branham says, what is your favorite kind of pizza? I'm between the New York pizza and Chicago deep dish, because if you go to Chicago and get their deep dish, it's different from all the other pizza styles, but it is so good. And you think, since it's smaller, that you'll be able to eat it all in one sitting, but no, it's deep. All the toppings and all the cheese are right there in the middle. They put the sauce on top, and it is so good. So good. Dan S., what's your favorite Exhumed album? Probably gore metal, but I can't wait for that new one. In fact, I want to review it when it comes out. Okay, so we were talking about goth music earlier. That's another video I want to do at some point in the future, is all the bands I've been getting into and how I've been getting into them. But a thing that recently happened, and I'm not sure if I told this story in either of my last couple live streams, but She Passed Away is going on tour currently, I think. And they announced on their Instagram that they were coming to Madison, North Carolina. I thought, whoa, Madison, North Carolina, that's only 30 miles away. I can make that. Cool. And they're a band from Turkey, so obviously they probably don't get to the United States very often. And so I was excited, you know? So I'm looking up tickets to see if I can buy any tickets to see this She Passed Away show. And I'm not finding any. It's like, come on, She Passed Away, Madison, North Carolina. No, it turns out they made a typo. It's actually in Madison, Wisconsin. I was like, fuck! But, you know, maybe next time. So many bands going on tour, and a lot of them pass over North Carolina. Like Front 242, I'm still better about that, and always will be. But, Rue Mary says, hell yeah, I'm the girlfriend that Sourly Patch was talking about. Oh, why, thank you. Thank you so much. Good luck to both of you. But yeah, that led me to Sour. Let's see, Twin Tribes are going on tour, and again, they're not coming anywhere near me. Celestine says, what is up, Kilowatt? How you doing? I'm doing really good. But yeah, goth music. I got this book the other day because a friend of mine was telling me about it in the Greensboro bookstore. The Art of Gothic, it's called. So what happens? I hadn't had the chance to read it yet. Looks like I'm in good territory though. But if I can find it, here we go. What happened? I was flipping through pages just to see what it looked like because, you know, I haven't had the chance to read it yet. Open up a random page and I saw Ministry, Houses of the Mole. I was like, yeah, Ministry. I was like, of all the Ministry albums they could include in this book, I wouldn't have guessed that one. I would have picked Twitch before that one. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a full-on thrash album, you know? I would have picked Twitch before I picked that one. I would have even picked Dark Side of the Spoon because it's got that one song, Cave. God, I love that album. I've got two other books on the way. The Goth Bible, Compendium for the Darkly Inclined, and I've got Gothic Undead Subculture, which is more of an academic read, but I'm into stuff like that, you know. So, yeah. Got the Goth Bible because apparently, like, I was recommended a book called the Goth Bible, so I bought that one. As it turns out, I bought the wrong book. There are two books called the Goth Bible. There's one that came out in the 90s called Hex Files, the Goth Bible. And as it turns out, I'm not exactly sure if that's the right decision that I passed over it or not, because people on Amazon were saying by the early 2000s that book was pretty outdated because all it had were, well, you know, the scene has changed a lot, and, you know, they had a lot of post office addresses and no email addresses, no social media pages, you know, things like that. Which, that's bound to happen for books like that, old books like that anyway. But I love my books. Got a bunch of metal books I hadn't read yet. There's the obituary book, Turned Inside Out, which it's been sitting on my shelf, I just hadn't had the chance to read it yet. There's Rotting Ways to Misery, which is about the Finnish death metal scene. And for those who don't know, Demigod's album is finally getting reissued. Now you don't have to spend a fortune on it. Awesome. Let's see, one of my Patreon subscribers sent me the D.D. Ramone autobiography, so I want to read that too, you know. You can see that book in the Dame of Darkness video, that part where I'm reading. So yeah. Okay, started streaming 60 minutes ago, so it's about time to wrap this up. Let me answer some last questions, and I'm gonna go order a pizza probably. Gary Branham, what are your favorite female-fronted bands? Oh man, so many of them. Bikini Kill's one. Lacuna Coil's another. There's Helms of Lee, which is a band that I saw open for the Melvins a couple months ago. That's a band I want to do a video on. There's Blondie, of course. Arch Enemy with Angela. Not Arch Enemy currently. Evanescence is really good. That's another one. Yeah, a lot of great bands. You're Letner, thank you. Tyler White, favorite type of chips. Probably the extra hot Cheetos, though I really enjoy 3D Doritos. All right, well, thank you all for joining this rendition of September Metal Fridays, and I will see you next week. Grind on. If you haven't had the chance to see any of this week's videos, I uploaded 4 of them, so go check them out. Grind on.